Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the season finale here in the Nashville Stars franchise. This season has been a lot of fun. We have seen some players grow, especially guys like KFC, and it has taken us here to a division lead going into the final month of the season. And we have seen some newcomers come as well, like Bradley McDougal, who has been tremendous. And hopefully Dante Wild will end up being one of those guys. But I want to just take a look at another team that is dominating right now in the Atlanta Braves. They are on track to have 110 wins on this season. That would be one of the greatest seasons in their history. And they have a couple of our subscriber prospects, Trenton Thompson at catcher, Arthur Rhodes at closing pitcher, and they have done a good job of building their team, much like ours. Like, they have a good mix of young guys and older guys, but mostly young guys. So we start out the final month versus St. Louis. Kurt Zambrano with a chance to tie this ball game in St. Louis at Busch Field as he comes up to bat, hitting about 270 on the year. Obviously taking over that full-time starting catcher role. He gets a low pitch, and he's late around on that swing on a 3-1 pitch. Maybe could have gotten a better pitch in that situation, but will ground out to first. The St. Louis Cardinals are competing for the NL Central, but I'm not sure they will have enough the final month. Well, we get to the September call-ups, and I have a couple of guys in mind. Nico Latonia is one, but I'm just going to leave him down. Sometimes it's better to let guys keep developing, and I think that's what I'm going to do with Nico Latonia. He's only 22 years old, so I'm going to move up some older guys, such as Yogi Berra, who is 28, and he can run, so I want to see what he can do going into the playoffs. Maybe he will be one of our pinch runners we have on the playoff roster, because we're pretty much sure in the playoffs, either the wild card spot or the division. We are sitting here at 83 and 58, a little test right here going up against the Houston Astros, the leader in the AL West. So they will likely take that division, and we will see what Yogi Berra can do. We give him the start in center field today. He hits one well to left center. This one has got a chance back at the wall. It will knock off the bottom of the wall, and Yogi Berra, with plenty of speed with 77, will get all the way to third with a lead-off triple. It's good that we've been developing guys like Bear in our organization. You know, we have a lot of guys that we can kind of rely on to be depth guys, and that's why I wanted to move up Bear, because sometimes you never know when there's going to be an injury, when you'll have to move up a guy. You just never know. Kerry Doss comes to the plate, and he grounds out to third, but that one will bring Bear across the plate, bringing up Rafael Devers, hitting 292 on the year, and he smokes one down the right field line. Will it stay fair? It does. It curves around the pole, and Devers approaching 40 home runs on the year. That one is crushed, his number 38th of the season. And now we take the 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Likely the Rookie of the Year winner will be on the mound for us, Bradley McDougal, as he faces a very tough lineup. Bregman, Jimenez, and Muncy right in the middle of that lineup. We saw what Muncy could do in the World Series last year, so we'll see what Houston's lineup can do here in the first. But we will get them to go down 1-2-3 on the ground ball up the middle by Alex Bregman. We move on to the sixth inning. We're going to jump around a lot in this month, as that brings up Dom Thompson-Williams, who goes the other way, having kind of a down year. But anytime we control Dom Thompson-Williams, he hits just fine. It's just this year in Sim, he's not hitting very well. But I don't expect that to last very long. I think he is going to be an excellent performer in this series, as he's always been. KFC to the plate, maybe our hottest hitter on the team this year. He hits one down the left field line, and he gets to second with a double, moving DTW over to third, his 25th double of the year. He is second on the team in home runs as well, behind Rafael Devers. He had 20 at the All-Star break. KFC is just having a tremendous year. That brings up Willy Adames to the plate now, hitting down in that sixth spot. He hits one to right field, and that one will drive into. One thing I love about hitting Willy Adames six is that it gives him an opportunity to drive in runs, especially with KFC hitting the way he is. And our lineup keeps going. bringing up Dante Wild to the plate, who's proven to be a really good hitter. He turns on one on the inside half. Steven Matz on the mound. He will hit this one to right field. It's another RBI, a 5-1 lead here in the sixth. You can just see the potential now with our lineup, especially with a guy like Steven Matz hitting at that 7 spot. I mean, we have power and extra base hitting power all over the lineup. We move on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Houston goes on a little bit of a run here, tying the ball game up. And with runners on first and second, they will get a hit down the right field line. Robert Suzuki gives up a RBI double, and it's now a 6-5 game in Houston's favor. I think one issue this year has been our bullpen. We are just not as good as last year. It's pretty evident. Robert Suzuki is having kind of a off year. We will check out the year-end statistics at the end of this video, but we do get out of this inning now down by 1. Jonathan Losiga on the mound here to close it out for the Astros, facing Devers, and Devers will just fly out to center field, and Houston will come up with the win today as they do come back in this one, down 5-1 in the 6th. They score 5 in the 8th inning, and Nashville comes up short versus the AL West division leaders. Now we're almost about 2 weeks away from the end of the season, and we face the Tampa Bay Rays, but one guy I want to see here is the Game 7 winner of last year's World Series in Jack Leiter. 15-9. Our top 4 starters are pitching tremendously this year, as I just want to get him going before the playoffs. He faces the Tampa Bay Rays, who just continue to build here, and he faces Vidal Brujan after a leadoff walk, and we'll get him to watch that one. Wander Franco swings at an outside curveball. That one was out of the zone, got him to reach on a 1-2 pitch, and that one will be the second out of the inning. And that will bring up the 4 batter, and he gets 3 Ks in the first inning. Jack Leiter, such a great strikeout pitcher. And now we move on to the bottom of the first inning, facing Luis Patino. I think is one of the tougher pitchers to face here in our division, because the ball kind of just flies out of his hand, as he does get Enrique Bradfield Jr. to swing and miss at that high fastball, bringing up Kerry Doss, and that one will blow past Doss as well. 2 Ks for Patino, bringing up Rafael Devers to the plate now, and he gets a high heater. 3 strikeouts for each pitcher in the first inning, and Patino strikes out the side. We move on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tampa Bay up by 1 at this point. This is Dom Thompson Williams who gets fooled on the changeup. Patino still yet to give up a run. KFC to the plate, 1 for 2 today, and he goes up the middle. That one gets through. Kerry Doss will round third, head home. The throw is in time, but what a slide by Doss, getting around the tag. And it's a tie ball game here in the 6th inning. Can Willy Adames keep it going? He swings that one inside, and that one high and in tight. He tried to turn on it, and it ends up being a fly ball to Randy Arozarena in left field. As we move on to the 9th inning. It's still a 1-1 ball game. This is Dante Wild who gets a hold of one deep to center field, and it gets over the center fielder's head. Could this be a walk-off inside the Parker? The center fielder misplays it off the wall. We get to third, and we will hold up Wild. A triple here, and we are now 90 feet away from taking this game, as that will bring up Kurt Zambrano to the plate now. 0 for 3 today. We'll see if he can be the hero here on a 2-1 pitch, outside fastball. This could be a bloop single, but it will be run down. Wow. What an effort there by the second baseman, as it brings up Justin Faith here, hitting in the 9th spot. He hits one hard, 2 short, and Wander Franco with a throw will bring this into extra frames. We move on to the bottom of the 10th inning. Andres Munoz on the mound here for the Tampa Bay Rays. And here is Bradfield. He hits one hard, but snagged right there. If that were to get past the right fielder on that play, I'm not so sure that wouldn't have been an inside the park home run with Enrique Bradfield speed. A risky play right there, bringing up Devers here with 2 outs. He goes the opposite field, but this one will stay in the yard. And we're headed to the 11th inning. It looks like KFC is up to the plate now, and he's got DTW on first base. He hits one well to right field. This one to the wall. Dom Thompson-Williams with great speed. He's going to round third, and we will walk it off here. KFC is the hero today. A 2-1 victory here. KFC, such a great story here this season. So many storylines we've seen throughout this series, to be honest with you, but KFC just adds to the success stories. We've had some down stories as well, John Dumont being one of them, being traded. But hey, I love what I see from this squad. Pablo Moya with another great outing here. He pitched 3 innings in that game and didn't give up any runs. So we're into the last week of the season. We end up playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and we drop 2 of 3, and our AAA affiliate will not make the playoffs, and neither will our AA. Is that a bad omen or what? Because remember last year, both our AA and AAA affiliates made the playoffs, and so did the MLB level. All 3 levels made it. But you can just see we were kind of up and down in the month of September, but now we get to the final series of the season. The Yankees are 90-68. We are 92-67. So they are just a game back. So the winner of this series will be the winner of the division more than likely. But the Yankees have to win 2. And then I believe we go into a playoff game for the division. So that will be interesting. So we'll see if we can win game 1 here. Jack Leiter on the mound here for Nashville. And he gives up a couple of runs in the first 2 innings. It's now a tie ball game. And as we move on to the 3rd inning, Clark Schmidt on the mound here for the Yankees, and he gets through 3. A 2-2 ball game, and Jack Leiter gives up a couple of runs in the 4th, and he is on low energy right now. But we start to come back in the 4th. Every time they answer with a run, we at least get 1 or 2 back. But Jack Leiter has to be pulled here in the 5th inning. We bring in Adrian Hauser, who is really our 5th starter right now. But now we move on, and Dante Wild hits a grand slam in the 5th inning and gives us the 7-4 lead. Enrique Bradfield comes up in the 6th. He hits a home run. He's capping off a 1-for-3 day. And look at the middle of their lineup. Manuel Margot is 3-for-4. Brian Reynolds 2-for-4. Candelario 2-for-3. Josh Bell 2-for-4. I mean, they are having a day in the middle of their lineup. But we have produced more runs, especially off of the grand slam by Dante Wild. And we hit another 2-run bomb here in the 8th, 10-4. On to the 9th inning. And Joel Payamps will shut the Yankees down. They had 14 hits and only got 4 runs out of that game. And we will take the 2-game lead here with 2 more games left. 1 more victory, and we have the division in the bag. We are 93-67. We are at home. We could close it out in front of our home fans for the 2nd straight season. This time the Yankees don't have the Blue Jays chirping on their back. It's just the Yankees and the Stars. The Stars are out tonight. Here is Troy Quincy on the mound, and he gets the start here to possibly clinch the division. He strikes out the first batter of the game. Luis Guillermo to the plate, and he will swing and miss as well. Brian Reynolds to the plate, who is their star now for the Yankees, hitting .295. He's got the big contract for them. Hit to right field. That one will get down. Dom Thompson-Williams runs that one down, but it will get down to right field, bringing up Josh Bell, who gets a hold of this pitch somehow and hits one to right field. The inside and tight. A low and inside, I should say, fastball, and somehow Bell gets enough bat on that one. That brings up Jonathan India here with 2 outs, and that one will get him to chase a 12-6 on the outside half of the plate. As we move on to the 4th inning, here's Lewis Gill on the mound here. He got the start today for the Yankees, and he will load up the bases in the 4th inning. It's a 3-2 ball game at this point. And now this could be a big inning. Bases loaded, no outs. Enrique Bradfield at the plate, and he just pops one up to short left field. We will test the arm, but obviously we will not tag on that one. Dante Wild just forces the throw. But the top of our lineup at the plate, we got to come through here. Kerry Doss to the plate now. 1 out. A ground ball could get them out of this inning, but it gets through the infield. We score 1. Kurt Zambrano with terrible speed will hold up at third. A great throw by the left fielder, though. 4-2 lead here in the fourth inning. That brings up Rafael Devers here, 3-1 count, and he thrives in these situations. Right over the middle is a fastball. He hits this one right to the batter's eye in a hurry. It's a grand slam. An 8-2 ball game here for the Nashville Stars. That was actually a changeup right over the middle. And Lewis Gill just makes a huge mistake on that pitch. And Devers comes through. And that one could be the dagger in the division. How about Rafael Devers? I mean, the guy is just amazing. We signed him to a $300 million contract a couple of seasons ago. That will end Gill's day. And the Yankees looking like right now they are headed to that wild card game. Randy Vasquez out of the bullpen, 4.88 ERA. Versus right-handed hitters, they're hitting .313. I'm surprised they would put him in this situation. Dom Thompson Williams to the plate. He continues this wonderful inning we are having. And how about this fourth inning? We have scored 5 runs, and it's still 1 out in this inning. As that brings up Kendrick Franklin Cole with the man on second base. A 3-2 pitch, outside changeup. That's ball 4. This lineup, man, I tell you, Willy Adames to the plate next. 2-2 pitch. He goes with it to right field. This one back to the track, and it bounces over the wall. It's an RBI double here for Willy Adames. Make it 9-2, a 6-run fourth inning. Dante Wild to the plate now. 2 for 2 today. He gets one up in the zone. He drives this one deep to right field. It's back at the wall. It's gone. A 10-run inning for the Nashville Stars. And that home run will give us the AL East crown, a 14-6 victory to close out the season. We do have one more game left, obviously, but that one will be the dagger. We end up winning that last game also, so we end up sweeping the Yankees to close out the season. A sweet way to end it. And wow, a bunch of big victories too. 10-4. I forgot the second one already. 11-5, and then 11-6 game or something like that. But we cap off a great year. Pablo Moya will win Reliever of the Year for the first time in his career. An awesome season. 48 saves. He could have won it last year, to be honest with you. But the surprise award at the end of this season is Rookie of the Year. We have won the last 3, and Hunter Thornton snatches it away from Bradley McDougald. How is this possible? McDougald had a lower ERA, had a lower whip, had more innings pitched, but Hunter Thornton struck out significantly more guys, and that won him the award. Crazy to think that won him the award after Bradley McDougald went 17-8. Hunter Thornton went 14-6, so maybe the wins and losses offset themselves, but maybe it was just the strikeouts that put him over the top. He had about 80 more strikeouts than Bradley McDougald, but McDougald was an all-star, and he was just tremendous. Somehow he also won the Gold Glove for pitcher. I don't know how that's even possible. Kerry Doss won the Gold Glove for first base. So congratulations to Kerry Doss. But the interesting thing about Doss is look at his progression. He has actually went down in overall after hitting 260 this year. This is interesting. I've never seen an A potential guy go down like that after a 260 year. I mean, I guess he's got high expectations, but I did not expect him to go down in overall. The Silver Slugger for DH goes to KFC, hitting 296, 31 home runs, 85 RBIs. Wow, just what a turnaround it's been for him in his career. Devers wins the Silver Slugger for the 3rd straight year. I mean, he is just absolutely dominant. Willy Adames won it last year for shortstop. He will finish 3rd this year. But a good year offensively for this team. Obviously, Devers and Kendrick Franklin Cole had tremendous years. KFC being the biggest surprise of this season, obviously. Hit 296 this year. But look at the years past. I mean, 232, 167, 240, then a huge jump to 296. The OPS is the big one, 653, 321, 649, all the way up to 900. I mean, the amount of work he probably had to put in the off season. I mean, just tremendous, man. I'm so happy for him though, because he was literally teetering on getting traded. I remember a couple of seasons ago, a couple of you guys wanted him traded, but we kept him around, and he has been an amazing player this year. Dante Wild had such a good second half of this season that he went up in potential. I said he was about 78, 79 potential when we acquired him. He's now up to a B potential because of the performance that he put on. 294. He actually slugged at 900 this year. 939, or actually OPS, 939 to be exact. Crazy production from him. But how about Enrique Bradfield? He actually had a good OPS at 819. That's above average, and I'm happy with the production that he gave us, especially being a speed demon. Hopefully he will get on base at a high clip in the playoffs. He's at a 355 on base percentage clip. I mean, that is pretty good, and I think that we are pretty much set going into the playoffs. How about Kurt Zambrano, though? After last year hit 269, I didn't think he would get any better, but he has. 285, 384 on base percentage. The difference between he and Jorge Alfaro is Alfaro has the amazing arm, and he also can run at catcher. But Kurt Zambrano could be the better hitter out of the two. Willy Adames did have a good year. It wasn't great like it was in years past, like last year, but a very, very good year. 834 OPS and hit about 280 on the year. But I highlighted that Kerry Doss went down, and overall, I still have no idea how that happened. He had a good year. His OPS is about below average, though, at 725, so maybe that's the reason why. Taylor Trammell is just kind of, below average. I mean, that's kind of what he is in the regular season, and he's going to play in the playoffs. I plan on using him in these series, but regular season, I mean, this is kind of what he is. Hit 229 for back-to-back years and only hit 14 home runs this year, down from 39 a year ago. And then we had Justin Faith here hitting 226. Dom Thompson Williams had kind of a down regular season, hitting 225. I don't expect that to last. Brian Lacker hit 212 also. I will look at Jimmy Sandoval later. I don't know why they removed him from the MLB roster here when we skip to the playoffs here, but he is still here. He had about 260 on the year. He had a very good season. Our pitching really was the difference, our starting pitching. I mean, Bradley McDougall, Quincy, Leiter, and Macklin, all four of those guys had tremendous years. The funny thing is that Troy Quincy went 10-13, and he could have easily been like a 18-win pitcher. I mean, the way he was pitching, but I guess when we faced the other teams, number one, we didn't produce any runs, which led to losses. So just very interesting. And then looking at our bullpen, TJ Antone was an all-star. He came down from there. Joel Payamps was easily our best relief guy out of the pen, and he's going to be a guy we lean on a lot in the playoffs, along with Pablo Moya. Moya might pitch more than one inning at a time, and that's probably going to be what we use him for because the guys around him aren't very good. Robert Suzuki had a down year. I mean, a really down year. 3.81 ERA, which is close to his career high, or I guess I should say career low, and then had a 1.55 whip. I mean, he just wasn't the same pitcher that he was the last couple of years. And I said that Jimmy Sandoval is going to be on the MLB roster. He's going to be the starting second baseman going into the playoffs. He gets to play this year in the playoffs. Because last year, remember, he was hurt, and he could not play at all. So Jimmy Sandoval is back in the playoffs. So that's going to do it. Here's what the playoff brackets look like. We will face the winner of of the Yankees and the Los Angeles Angels. So we'll see who we will face. I would like to face the Angels, somebody different, but we'll see how that goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this regular season. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, cash and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, yeah, this how we ride.